Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and safe at home. I request you to take necessary precautions to protect yourself from COVID 19 and follow COVID regulations strictly. In this video lesson, I'm going to explain SWOT SWOC analysis from Unit 1, which deals with soft skills, and it is a part of CSS paper 3. SWOT SWOC analysis is one of the soft skills. So, let us first learn soft skills. Soft skills are a combination of people skills, social skills, communication skills, character or personality traits, attitudes, mindsets, interpersonal skills, etiquette, social intelligence, and emotional intelligent quotients, among others, that enable people to navigate their environment, work well with others, perform well, and achieve their goals with complementing hard skills. Soft skills are very important in today's world where management and human resources are given prime focus. Soft skills are about behavior, thinking, and personal traits. They are non technical skills. They include how you interact with colleagues, how you solve problems, and how you manage your work. Soft skills can be used to convey ideas and messages in an effective manner. They can be used to handle serious situations while taking care of overall scenario. The soft skills are very important in today's world where management and human resources are given prime focus. Even though hard skills are important, soft skills are highly valued. On the other hand, hard skills are based on your experience, specialized knowledge, and training. For example, your qualifications and experience come into the category of hard skills. Let us discuss SWOT SWOC analysis. SWOT SWOC analysis is a scientific tool for any individual or organization to study its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. There is a saying that knowing others is strength and knowing yourself is wisdom. And this SWOT SWOC analysis is an effective tool to know oneself. This SWOT SWOC analysis can be done at the individual level as well as the organizational level. When individuals or organizations face critical situations where important decisions are to be taken pertaining to the desired objectives that has already been identified, it is an effective tool that aids strategic planning for both individual and organizational growth and development. If an organization studies these four elements for the existing status and plan for future, they will be successful. And if an individual knows his strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, he will plan for future cautiously and systematically. This SWOT SWOC studies the internal and external factors that are favorable and unfavorable to reach our goal. For a person to become successful in his endeavors, this SWOT SWOC analysis is very essential. And through this tool or technique, he analyzes his positive and negative qualities. And it helps individual to recognize their strengths and limitations, thereby acquainting them with the resources available to eliminate the fears that arise due to their shortcomings. It can also be called as systematic and result oriented kind of introspection, which means self analysis of one's own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, motives, etc. And it is subjective in nature. Let us see what this SWOT SWOC term stands for. S means strengths, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, T or C stands for threats or challenges. Strengths and weaknesses, they are the internal factors that influence the individual or organizational objectives. They are within their control. They change according to the objective. For example, an attribute that may be seen as a strength in one context may prove to be a weakness in another context. For example, aggressiveness is normally considered a weakness in an individual's personality. But when we consider it in the context of soldiers who are trained for combat or war, their aggression is regarded as strength. That's why they are purely objective. Coming to opportunities and threats, they are the external factors that influence the individual or organizational objectives, and they are beyond their control. Now, coming to the terms threats or challenges, the term threat is replaced by challenge or constraints in order to create positive energy, because threat is used in military operations and it implies negative meaning. Now, the SWOT SWOC analysis has the following characteristics. Strengths. They are the positive attributes of the individual or the organization that help to achieve desired objective. Weaknesses. They are the negative attributes of the individual or the organization that makes it difficult to accomplish the desired objective. Opportunities. They are the favorable circumstances that can create a possibility for progress that results in the achievement of the desired objective. Threats or challenges, they are the unfavorable circumstances that can cause damage to the individual or the organization and stop them from achieving their desired objectives. So, threats and challenges, they are the unfavorable circumstances. Now coming to SWOT SWOC analysis for individual. For a person to become successful in his endeavors, it is very essential that he analyzes his or her characteristics, both negative and positive. He is likely to succeed in life if he uses his talents to his fullest extent. Similarly, he will suffer fewer problems if he knows his weaknesses. And SWOT SWOC analysis is a useful technique that helps you to identify your strengths, weaknesses, and to utilize opportunities and face challenges. So, SWOT SWOC analysis is the need of the hour for any individual in order to become successful and in order to face his future challenges. How to use the SWOT SWOC tool. The following points to be analyzed while doing individual or personal SWOT SWOC analysis. Strengths. What do you do better than anyone else? What advantages do you have that others don't have? What personal resources can you access? What do other people see as your strengths? Which of your achievements are you most proud of? What values do you believe in that others fail to exhibit? Do you have friends who motivate you? And you have to answer these questions very sincerely so that you can know your own strengths. Weaknesses. What tasks do you usually avoid due to fear of failure? When you don't feel confident, you have to answer this question. What will the people around you see as your weaknesses, which you are not aware of? Are you completely confident in your education and skill training? If not, where are you weak? You have to answer. What are your negative work habits? For example, your time management skills, your short temper, poor at handling stress. And those are your negative work habits. If there are any negative work habits, you have to note them down. Do you have personality traits that hold you back in your field? For example, public fear or public speaking fear. You have to answer all these questions in order to know your weaknesses. Now, coming to opportunities. What new technology can help you? How can you take advantage of the sources? Do you have friends who offer good advice? Can you take advantage of changing syllabi? How do you tackle a difficult subject when others fear? Do you see any skill that only filled by you? In which area you don't have complaint comparatively with others? If you are able to answer all these questions, then you know what opportunities you can grab. Now, coming to challenges, what obstacles do you currently face at work? Are any of your friends competing with you for projects or roles? Is your job changing? Is your subject demand decreasing? Does changing syllabus fear you reaching your goals? Does changing technology threaten your position? Could any of your weaknesses lead to failure? If you are able to answer all these questions, then you will be ready to face any kind of challenge in future. And you have to do this SWOT SWOC analysis by asking yourself the above all questions. And one more important point, you have to consider all these questions from your own perspective, and you must be realistic and you must not be modest or shy while answering these above questions. Now, why SWOT SWOC is useful for students? The typical problem of today's youth is familiarity with many things and ignorance of one's own self. They know many things, but they don't know about themselves. They know things like Hollywood, Bollywood, and they are very familiar about famous personalities, but they are unaware of their own strengths, their own weaknesses. So, in order to achieve success in life, one has to know oneself and build strong personality as people who use their talents to their fullest extent only will be successful. But on the path of exploring, you may suffer fewer problems if you know what your weaknesses are. And if you manage these weaknesses, the path to excellence is very easy. So, SWOT SWOC analysis is very useful for students. In order to identify your strengths and weaknesses, and in order to analyze the opportunities and challenges, SWOT analysis is proven to be most useful technique. And the following are the advantages. SWOT analysis show why people are unable to reach their goals in life. It helps to understand various ways to reach your goals. It is a beneficial one to recognize both the opportunities available and the threats to face. By realizing weakness, one can overcome and escape threats. Its framework makes you unique from your peers or competitors by showing your rare talents. It points out the need to boost your career and assist you to reach your personal goals. Knowing and using your strength can make you potential and turns you as a quality person. Used in an employment context, it stirs you to excel in your profession. It discloses opportunities that you need to be utilized. It also helps you to peep into yourself. Now, coming to SWOT SWOC analysis for organization. And after completion of your studies, you may have to join some organization or start your own company. Then you may be asked or required to do SWOT SWOC analysis before implementing business plans. Then, in that context, this SWOT SWOC analysis proves to be very effective. Companies or firms undertake SWOT or SWOC analysis before implementing new business or before launching new products to assess their inside and outside environment. It is also used in the early stages of the decision making process. It helps the company in order to know its strengths and weaknesses, and so that a product, when it is launched, it weighs the opportunities and the threats that it has to confront in the open market. It helps to identify the competitors by focusing on their own strengths and minimizing their weaknesses and capitalizing on the opportunities that they have. It also helps to determine effective organizational or business strategies. Based on the conclusions of SWOT SWOC analysis, business business firms or organizations, they take good decisions, and as a result of it they gain success. Now, coming to the conclusion, SWOC or SWOT analysis is an effective tool that aids strategic planning for both individual and organizational growth and development. It can also be used by any non-profit organization to make important decisions. It is a simple model that has no rigid structure. It can be adopted to suit the particular context in which it is to be used. Thus, its flexible framework is a significant factor that has contributed to its popularity and success. So, it is one of the best soft skills. Everybody has to do SWOT, SWOC analysis in order to identify their strengths, in order to overcome their weaknesses, and in order to grab the opportunities, and in order to face the challenges. Now, in the exam, you will be asked these questions from this topic. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.